So I made this sign, and my mom said, I think you're going to get arrested. It's like, no, it's going to be okay. But it just so happens that the next day I was traveling, and I was in the Minneapolis airport. In my head, I thought, that's a good idea. But it wasn't. It was a very, very bad idea. But just in case my mom was right, I took my sign. This is the actual sign. And I went over to the information booth. And I said, is it okay if I use this? She's like, I guess so. So just then, like perfect timing, the most harried, typical traveler with all her bags comes staggering along and leans against the information booth. And I'm like, oh, perfect. And she just looks at me like, and she says, not now. And I'm like, if not now, when? You need this woman. And I'm very discouraged. I'm like, oh my God, if she won't accept one, what am I going to do? Just then, this good-looking businessman pops out from behind her. I'll take one, he says. Excellent. I give him a good hug. My confidence is restored. I pull out my sign, and I approach this group, about 8 people over there. Oh, I probably should stay up here because of that. Sorry. But anyway, you could imagine. Pretend you're them. And I come over. You're all chatting. And one by one, each one says to me, no, I'm okay. And I feel like grade 7 sock hop rejection all over again. If you could feel that, say, I can. Thank you for admitting. So I sulk away from the group, completely discouraged, and then I hear from the man who is tattooed and pierced, and he just goes, unless you want one. Oh, I do. I really do. So I gave him a nice hug. And then I put my sign in my bag because I thought, I just can't do this anymore. But as I'm walking through the airport with my carry-on, I feel like I have a secret in my bag, but I'm afraid to pull it out. But the next day, I was speaking at a conference in Michigan, neuroscience nursing conference, and I tell them this story about how I just humiliated myself at the airport. And the woman that hired me said, Stephanie, we're at a hospital. We're at a hospital. Bring your sign there. So I had 20 minutes between when I was done and when I was getting picked up, and I took my sign and I said to the people at the front desk, which floor needs this the most? And they sent me up to 4A, and I had the most amazing 20 minutes ever. The stories that I heard and the privilege of being with these folks and just popping around their corner of their hospital bed was really amazing. And what I learned was sometimes we have a great idea and we think it didn't work out. So that's prop malfunction. Thank you. I'm kind of done with that anyway, so that's okay. We think it wasn't a good idea. I guess I was wrong, but sometimes it's not that the idea was bad. It's just that there was a circumstance that wasn't quite right. Maybe it wasn't the right time or the right place or the right people. So keep on with your good idea. Keep trying. Keep pushing it out there. Just change one little incident. Change one thing about it. So that's just one example of the many, many lessons that I've learned.